Hey everybody, I'm Jeffrey Vizcaino with Playbill. I'm here at the Star Kid rooftop at Civilian Hotel to interview Jordan Fisher, Lola Tung, and DiFranco talking about Hadestown. Let's go. First of all, how's this been going so far for you?
It has been incredible. It's been amazing. It's such an incredible group of people at the show and such an amazing show, so it's just been an amazing experience.
So for those watching who might not know, I mean, like I said, you're the hometown girl. You went to LaGuardia High School Performing Arts, left to go to Carnegie Mellon, and then right at Carnegie Mellon, you got a small part in a small little show that maybe some people have heard about. And then Hadestown, I mean, tell me, what has this whole experience been like to go from that one to the other?
I mean, it's been kind of like nonstop and like the coolest ride ever. Like I couldn't be more grateful, and I've met a lot of really incredible people, and I have a really great support system, you know, my family and friends, and I just feel like it's been like the greatest learning experience ever.
Tell me, what was it about this show, this role, you're like, I got to be a part of this show?
I like new things, right? I like things that, when I say new, I mean things that challenge me, things that give me an experience that I've maybe never had, especially if it's something that I feel like I know really well. And my introduction to Hadestown happened 15 years into my career, like professional career, where I had the entire concept of musical theater in a matter of 2 hours turned on its head when I listened to an early recording of the show. I think it was right around after London-ish, and a friend of mine who's a writer, director in the space called me and was like, I'm sending something to you. You have to listen to this. Being a Greek mythology nerd, part of me is like, okay, this is kind of made from the likes of me, you know, theater nerd who's a songwriter and a musician that doesn't get to necessarily practice that side of things on stage here in this city. When I'm on tour, like out and doing the thing, it's like a whole other dynamic that I get to have that's its own beautiful experience. And with the show, as an audience member and as a performer in it, it's complete.
When it came around doing the demo, how did that come around for you?
Well, I mean, I saw Aeneas play in a bar in Buffalo back before the dawn of time and was completely struck by her everything. And so I just lent a hand through my label, you know, started releasing her records of her music, and then, you know, at some point, it was probably 2009 or so, she sent me a cassette of her and her compadres in Vermont doing a very proto version of this concept theater piece / song cycle. And she said, I want to make this into a record, you know, would you help me?
Tell me, what was the first time you saw the full, like, big production of it, and what were your initial thoughts, having been, I guess, a part of it since so early on?
I mean, I guess it's hard to say what the first, you know, I saw it in the East Village, and it was pretty fully formed, you know, but still not quite, you know. I saw opening night at the Walter Kerr, you know, but again, you know, Todd was on tour with me for those last few weeks, which was super interesting to, you know, basically he was on tour with me in body, but his mind and soul and was in headphones, in a computer, daily revisions, you know, and so through him I was aware of the process of, you know, is Cups gonna come before or after the bow? Is that too weird? Well, maybe we should axe it all together. Maybe, you know, all those last minute refining calls and decisions. And so I feel like I had a sort of a backdoor view into the, you know, the process. But yeah, that opening night at the Kerr, it was like, oh, wow.
All right, so let's talk about this beautiful character you get to play night after night. Tell me, like, a little bit about her and what parts about her you've fallen in love with.
I have kind of fallen in love with everything about her, and the fact that also I get to bring some of myself to her, because the biggest thing that the directors talked about was, you know, the fact that the show thrives when you are bringing your own individual perspective to the character. And I think every person and every actor's version of each character is so completely different, and that's what makes it so beautiful and so amazing. And I've been told that I bring out the innocence in Eurydice a little bit more perhaps than maybe other interpretations have, and I think more than innocence, I feel like my Eurydice is very curious. Like, it's a lot of curiosity and a lot of things are unknown. She is someone who I think has a lot of love to give but has been hurt, and is very guarded and protective of herself. And I think once you've been hurt probably the way that she has, it's really hard to feel like you want to open up and be vulnerable again. And she meets Orpheus, who allows her to feel comfortable being vulnerable again, and it's a beautiful thing to watch her sort of blossom in terms of a flower and open up, even if, you know, the ending isn't the happiest one ever.
What I love about this production, what Rachel has done, whether it's here, West End, the tour, is that I feel like when I've seen the production all over the place, that it is the blueprint of these characters, but everyone really gets to make it their own.
Chemically, that's how this show comes together. That's what makes Hadestown. It's beyond, oh yeah, we all get to bring a different. It is encouraged that we bring our experiences and our influences and what makes us tick as people and as artists and as humans and in our relationships, whether they be business or platonic or romantic, etc. It's encouraged to bring those things to this piece, because you have to thrust all of yourself at it. It is completely show to show, and I can't stress that enough. And again, we all say that. We've all done press days for Broadway, for shows. We'll say the things. We'll say, yeah, it's really different every time you come. Hadestown is a different experience every time you come see the show.